Cosmo was not an ordinary cat. While other cats chased mice or sunbathed, Cosmo spent his nights staring up. He was utterly captivated by the bright, silvery orb hanging in the dark sky, the moon. He dreamt of walking on its dusty plains, believing it smelled of fresh cream.
How does one reach the moon? Cosmo wondered aloud. He gathered every springy, bouncy item he could find. Old tennis balls, rubber bands, and even a slightly deflated inflatable globe. He needed an engine, or perhaps just a very tall structure.
His search led him to the local inventor, Professor Widget, an elderly owl with spectacles perched precariously on his beak. Cosmo presented his blueprints, a crude drawing of a ladder reaching space. Professor Widget hooted with impressed amusement. "A ladder is impractical, young Cosmo," the professor chirped. "We need propulsion." The professor showed Cosmo his magnum opus, a rusty but magnificent tin can rocket, previously used for delivering oversized birdseed to high branches. It was perfect. They spent days loading the rocket. Fuel wasn't gasoline. It was concentrated curiosity mixed with high-energy catnip. Professor Widget assured Cosmo it was scientifically sound. Cosmo packed light, a tiny bag of emergency tuna, and his favorite feather toy. The moment arrived. At midnight, under the watchful glow of the real moon, Cosmo climbed into the cramped cockpit. Professor Widget secured the hatch. "Ready for ignition, Cosmo?" The cat gave a determined meow, adjusted his bow tie, and gripped the steering wheel. Whoosh! The catnip-powered engine roared, sending plumes of sweet, minty smoke into the night air. The little tin can rocket shook violently, then, with a mighty shudder, lifted off the ground. Cosmo cheered, feeling the exhilarating pull of acceleration. Space was vast and silent, filled with twinkling stars that looked like spilled glitter. Cosmo floated weightlessly, peering out the tiny porthole. He saw Earth shrinking into a beautiful, swirling marble of blue and white. It was more breathtaking than he had imagined. Finally, a gentle bump. Cosmo landed the tin can rocket perfectly among the moon's craters. He gingerly opened the hatch and stepped out onto the gray dust. He took a huge sniff. Alas, the moon didn't smell like cream. It smelled faintly of old plaster and cosmic dust. Cosmo smiled. Even without the smell of cream, the moon was magnificent. He left a tiny paw-print flag in the dust, a blue cat landmark. He realized the greatest adventure wasn't finding cream, but simply reaching for the stars. He was ready for the flight home.